One thing, confidence is huge. So if I'm coming, I'm playing well, but I got that title behind me. I got more confident. I'm my chest poked out, right, and I'm ready to go compete and maybe have that opportunity now, not just go in and play as a freshman in high school, maybe get on that varsity.
All right, so just to correct you real quick, you was almost right. It was 17 years that Under Armour has been doing it,
Right?
and they started in January of 2000, 2007, 2007, 2008. Sorry, 2008. So yes, you're correct. Almost 20 years that they have been doing it, and I since this is my first year going down to Naples and seeing the impact and how beautiful it is down there in Naples, and seeing everybody compete from state to state that come to Naples and compete with everybody that's in FBU. And the crazy thing is, I saw one of the teams that one of the best quarterbacks. What age group was he in? 12U or 10U? The kid from Atlanta.
Yo, somebody, yes. No, there was on
So
this. Go ahead.
the thing I was about to say about that is that team played in YNC and they transitioned over to FBU.
Correct.
So I know a lot of people dished out not doing FB or whatnot, but the schedule allows you, if you continue to do it like this, allows you to come and still compete at FBU. It's not during the same week. So just guys keep that in mind for next year because I think it's a good platform for kids to actually compete. It's a different stage. This day in 2026, it's all about exposure. What's the best exposure? Yes, there's a lot of camps out there. There's a lot of bowl games. There's a lot of everything. But what is the best one for you and your kids to get the best exposure and the best coaching at the end of the day? Best coaching at the end of the day to correct the mistakes that the kids are doing. That's the number one thing at the end of the day. We already know there's bad coaching at the end of the day out there. We already know that. There's a lot of reasons to that. So what is a good platform for your kid to get good coaching? So I think FBU is one of that because Coach Lowe, if you know Coach Lowe, I've been around for the last couple of years. He usually get credible people that's on the staff. If you ever come see one of Coach Lowe coaches, he always starts off and gives the credentials of every single person that coaches or even trains with. So everybody played college. I can tell you that right now. There's nobody that did not play college. If they played college and got hurt, they still went to college. It doesn't matter. They still went there and got a
Hmm.
scholarship. So he
Hmm.
always had credible people that played at some kind of school, from NAIA to D2 to D1 to pro level. It doesn't matter. Name it, he got it. They all did it. And I'm living proof that I have actually seen all this. Just to keep that in mind, I know we talked a little bit. I wanted to transition and how we're going to get to what we'll be talking about today is basically just talking about middle school, the impact, and also seeing high school. Another cool thing about high school I've seen too is Coach Lowe. If you can see an Under Armour game used to be 12th, nothing but 12th graders. Used to be nothing but 12th graders. But if you guys know what's happening is they can't get all of them 12th graders anymore because of the portal and also
Correct.
early signing in December. So now they're
Correct.
losing the best of the best kids, and now they're allowing 11th graders. So guess who was in Under Armour that was in there 2 times this year? I didn't think he was going to be there. Who was that?
Jay Crowell
And where's he from?
from
Central Florida.
IMG.
Well, he's a Central Florida kid.
Center for the kid, yeah, center for the kid, but with IMG. But yes, you're correct. He played in back to back because you can't do that now because, like I said, it's limited. So seniors don't want to play. Because number one, seniors. It used to be a time. Let me put it away. My son Lowe was one of the first early enrollee to go to the University of Notre Dame, and all of a sudden it became a trickle down effect. So my boy, I trained Darren Monroe, early enrollee to Washington State. I said, okay, now we're talking. So a majority of the kids now started going early enrollment. Now it's by almost by force. They telling you we need you here in January. So and they need you there in January. Then guess what? You can't play in that All American game because All American game is in January. Not on that, they're thinking we don't need you hurt. Why? Because we paying you that money. We need you here early. We don't want you to do nothing to get hurt. If you're gonna get injured, you're gonna get injured at this at Alabama. You're gonna get injured at LSU. You're gonna get injured at Oregon. You're not gonna get injured at an All American game. So what that did is that's the top athlete. But then Under Armour can just really just replace them with anybody. Navy All American game, they replace them with anybody they want to, but they're not because that would be the cream of the crop, best of the best. So what's the next best thing? Do I take a 2-star or 1-star to put him in the game, or I go get me a 3 or 4 or 5-star junior, put him in the game? They got it approved, and there it is. And that's why you have top athlete like University of Oklahoma commit from Central Florida, right from the FBU path, Jay Crowell, right there. But that's how that path works. So it's interesting that you brought that up too, because it is true. So now juniors and their top guy the opportunity to still get a chance to play the All-American game. I can't hear you now, Coach. So meantime, look like Jermaine, a little quiet right there. But going back to this process, now everybody understand when it comes to the All-American games, they're big. It's like a resume. So when I have a youth athlete that had a chance to play in the YNC and they win a national championship, I got to give it props. It's a resume. But an athlete that plays in an All-American game through FBU now with Under Armour is a true resume, even more, because now it started following you through, because that's the path when all said and done. Colleges have a great, strong relationship with FBU, with Under Armour, strong relationship with them. I never forget when I was at a freshman All-American practice. And I remember Anthony Williams said, hey, make sure when a college coach talking to you, when you're talking to a college coach, let's make sure if they ask about another player, you know who that player is. So he made them ride the bus together, network together, to help each other, because recruiting is so tough. And sure enough, our kid said, Coach, there was Boston College of Maryland called and asked about kids at the first All-American game. And sure enough, that kid got an offer. So it's very, very important to do their best to get in the games so that the games can help your recruiting. So when they're recruiting you, they're recruiting All-American. Just think about it. I'm gonna do a quick scenario. If I got two brothers, they're twins, identical twins, and both play running back. One got 1,000 yards. The other got 2,000 yards, but they're identical,
Yeah.
right? You already know they're gonna probably go with that twin, got 2,000 yards. What if both of them have 1,000 yards, same number carries, same height, same size, identical, same number of plays, same GPA? But only one of them was a freshman All-American. Only one of them, he also an eighth grade All-American. He got his national combine and dominated. And say the other one didn't. But they're identical and everywhere in the stats. They're going to take the one that got the status behind them and say All-American, especially nowadays, because guess what? The fans, the boosters, the money is all said and done.
So real quick, so can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna answer Tony Icky. So he says some of those kids ain't even deserve to be in the Under Armour eighth grade game. So let's clarify this real quick. How do you get selected to get in the eighth grade All American game? That's I guess the number one thing to ask. How do you get selected?
And you know what? And I would say this here. Everyone's entitled to their opinion when it comes to the games. They're definitely entitled to their opinion. But let me ask you this is the question you got to ask yourself. Was your son in a position to get picked for the eighth grade All-American game? And there's thousands and thousands of thousands of kids that want to play in that game. But how do they get picked to be in that game? Going to be based on not just their ability, but to be seen. If they're not seen, they're not at the camps, they're not on the FBU circuit, they're not at the Under Armour camp, or they're not at the Top Gun, the place to be seen, to be recognized, then how are we going to put them in there? I mean, it's just what it is. And they're not going to pick all the players from one city. Realistically, you could have took Miami, the team that AKA boys from Orlando to Florida, and the Miami team that played in the YC championship. You could have put them all together and played an All-American game. But then that's just another game. That's just two teams in the same area. That's not how it works. People got to open their mind a little bit. They're going to take the best players that been in front of them from around the country. That player can be the best in this city, the best in that state, the best in that state. They're going to bring them together, put them together to compete for a national championship. I know for a fact, I can name 10 kids that better than 10 kids in that under game. But in the same 10 kids that didn't dominate a camp, didn't go to a camp, didn't dominate in the FBU national tournament circuit, or couldn't afford to get in them tournaments to be in front of them, had other things going on, doing other sports. So now all said and done, it's not about those kids that's better than them. It comes down to was they in position, in place to be seen, be recognized, be in that game.